I'm Andrew Huberman, and I'm a professor of neurobiology and ophthalmology at Stanford School of Medicine. Today, we are talking all about food and the brain.
Meet Dr. Andrew Huberman, a world-renowned associate professor of neurobiology and ophthalmology at the Stanford University School of Medicine. Dr. Huberman is a McKnight Foundation and Pew Foundation Fellow and was awarded the Kogan Award in 2017. The Huberman Laboratory at Stanford has published work in top journals such as Nature, Science and Cell, and top media outlets like Time and BBC. His podcast, Huberman Lab Podcast, is often ranked in the global top 10. His laboratory focuses on the influence of diet, vision, and respiration on brain states such as fear, high attention, good sleep, and focus.
We are going to talk about foods that are good for your brain in terms of focus, in terms of brain health generally, and the longevity of your brain, your ability to maintain cognition and clear thinking over time.
In today's video, with the help of Dr. Huberman, we will count down 8 supplements that boost your brain health and therefore improve many aspects of your health and elevate the quality of your sleep, focus, and so much more. But before we move on, please note that the information provided in this video is just for educational purposes and is not an alternative to professional medical guidance or medical procedures. Please refer to your healthcare provider for a personalized approach before making any changes to your diet plan. Number 8, omega-3 fatty acids.
We have to talk about the elements that actually allow those neurons to be there and to stay healthy, what actually makes up those neurons. And that brings us to what I would argue is the most important food element for brain function, and that is fat.
Omega-3s are a group of essential fatty acids that are a driving force in optimizing brain health. There are 3 main types of omega-3 fatty acids, which are ALA, EPA, and DHA. Each play a different role in the brain. They are called essential as the body doesn't synthesize them. You must get them from diet or supplementing, and not only are they obtained from diet alone, but they also are integral for the function of the brain. Here are what omega-3s affect your brain. The phospholipid bilayer membranes surrounding the neurons and other brain cells are made of these omega-3s. These membranes are so important in regulating electrical activity. Electrical activity affects the functions of thinking, talking, acting, and many other brain circuits. So when the electrical activities in the brain are well regulated, you get optimized overall cognitive function, and that's what omega-3s aid in.
Wealth of literature now pointing to the fact that ingesting at least 1 or 2 or even 3 grams per day of EPA form of essential fatty acid can have positive effects on mood and well-being that are at least on par with some of the major antidepressant treatments out there, but without similar side effects to those antidepressant treatments.
Additionally, omega-3s, particularly EPA, influence the production and function of serotonin, dopamine, and norepinephrine. These neurotransmitters are key in regulating mood and reducing depression. Studies found that taking 2 to 3 grams of omega-3s daily will have remarkable effects on mood and depression or even better than most of the major known antidepressants, and with no adverse effects. The 2 major sources of EPA and DHA are fatty fish like salmon, mackerel, and sardines, and seafood like mussels, oysters, and shrimp. If you are looking for a vegetarian source, there is algae oil. ALA is found in flax seeds, chia seeds, and walnuts. If you do not intake any of these foods on a daily basis, you should start considering taking omega-3 supplements like fish oil, krill oil, or algae oil, 1 to 3 grams daily. Number 7, choline. Choline is an essential nutrient that is pivotal in maintaining and enhancing brain health through its role in the synthesis of acetylcholine. Acetylcholine is an essential neuromodulator in the brain that modulates various functions. Here are some brain circuits that choline is essential for to wire.
All of us are able to focus to some degree or not, or are able to be alert to some degree or not, based on the amount of acetylcholine that we have.
Acetylcholine enhances the activity of neurons in the neocortex. It is the part of the brain responsible for higher-order functions such as attention, thought, and perception. Acetylcholine plays a remarkable role in keeping these neurons active and running. This heightened activity helps the brain stay alert and focused on specific tasks.
Many of the treatments for Alzheimer's disease, which is an inability or challenges with remembering things and focusing, are drugs that impact the acetylcholine pathway and are aimed at enhancing the amount of acetylcholine that's available to neurons.
Acetylcholine is fundamental in synaptic plasticity, which is the connection between neurons and the ability of these connections to strengthen or weaken over time. We need these connections to be of optimal level to maintain good memory, to facilitate the encoding of new memories, and to enhance the ability to learn faster. And here comes the role of acetylcholine in enhancing synaptic plasticity. Acetylcholine therefore lowers the risk of memory-related diseases like Alzheimer's and dementia. Most of the medications described for Alzheimer's are aimed at enhancing the amount of acetylcholine, as it improves cognitive function, supports synaptic health, and also modulates neuronal inflammation, which is the root cause for neurodegenerative diseases. Choline should be taken daily for a dose of 500 mg to 1 gram. Besides the supplements, you can also find it in eggs, which are the richest source of choline. It is also found in meat, fish, and dairy products. For a plant-based diet, you can find it in legumes, nuts, seeds, and certain vegetables like broccoli, potatoes, and spinach, though it is found in much smaller amounts in plants than meats and fish. Before we move on, please take a moment to subscribe to the channel and hit the bell icon. If you would like to see more videos about health and diet, let us know in the comments below. Number 6. Phosphatidylserine.
The other compound that has been shown to be directly supportive of neuronal function is phosphatidylserine.
Phosphatidylserine is a phospholipid that is a key component of cell membranes and especially the neural tissues. It was found in recent studies to have a positive effect on cognitive functions and reduce cognitive decline.
As well, in more than 3, at least 5 studies to reduce cognitive decline.
Phosphatidylserine participates in the release of neurotransmitters like acetylcholine, which is crucial for learning and memory, as we mentioned before. It also helps protect neurons from apoptosis, which is programmed cell death, reducing the risk of neuron death and neurodegeneration. Additionally, it has remarkable anti-inflammatory properties that help protect the brain from inflammatory damage. Chronic inflammation in the brain can lead to cognitive impairment, mood disorders, motor dysfunctions, and major diseases like Alzheimer's, dementia, and Parkinson's. You can find phosphatidylserine mainly in meats, especially liver and chicken. You can also find it in fish like salmon, mackerel, and herring. For plant-based sources, it is found in cabbage, soybeans, and white beans, though it is typically present in relatively small amounts in both sources, so it is recommended to take it as a supplement of 300 mg per day. Number 5. Creatine. Creatine is a compound that is synthesized in the body from amino acids. It can be known for its role in energy metabolism in muscles, but in fact, creatine was found in studies to have an effect on not only muscles, but also several tissues and especially the brain tissue. Here is why creatine is a hallmark for your cognitive function.
Creatine can actually be used as a fuel source in the brain.
Creatine, in the form of phosphocreatine, is a fuel source for the brain, where it helps rapidly regenerate ATP, which is the form of energy used by the brain. Hence, creatine ensures a continuous supply of energy for neuronal activities such as neurotransmission, synaptic function, and overall brain metabolism, all of which are essential brain functions.
There's some evidence that it can enhance the function of certain frontal cortical circuits that feed down onto, or rather connect to, areas of the brain that are involved in mood regulation and motivation. And that's where creatine plays a role in depression.
Creatine also was found to have a role in regulating mood and having antidepressant effects, where it enhances the prefrontal cortical circuits that connect to several areas in the brain that are responsible for regulating mood and enhancing motivation. It was also found that creatine can enhance serotonin synthesis and increase dopamine levels. Both are key neurotransmitters for mood regulation and reduce symptoms of depression and anxiety. The suggested dose for supplementation of creatine is 5 grams per day in the form of creatine monohydrate. Foods that are the richest in creatine are fish like salmon and mackerel, meats like beef and lamb, and legumes like chickpeas and lentils. Number 4. Electrolytes.
If you're not ingesting enough water and you're not getting enough sodium and magnesium and potassium, then obviously your neurons can't run.
Different electrolytes like sodium, potassium, calcium, and magnesium are very critical for brain function. They maintain the electrical activity of the neurons and neurotransmission. Therefore, they are essential in most circuits of the brain. Here is how.
Potassium and magnesium are important in order for nerve cells to function. In fact, they are actually the components, the ions that pass across those lipid membranes, those little fatty membranes that we were talking about earlier, that allow the neurons to generate electrical activity.
Sodium and potassium ions are fundamental to neural communication. These electrolytes are found in the nerve sheath that carries communication between cells, thereby impacting major brain functions such as motor control of the muscles, regulation of sleep cycles, and alertness. Magnesium participates in various enzymatic reactions necessary for energy production and neurotransmitter synthesis. It also aids in regulating excitatory neurotransmission and protects against excitotoxicity, which is the death of nerve cells due to pathologically elevated levels of neurotransmitters. Calcium ions play a vital role in the release of neurotransmitters like dopamine, serotonin, and acetylcholine, all of which are pivotal for maintaining normal cognitive function. Getting a sufficient share of electrolytes daily depends on a balanced and nutrient-dense diet. You can easily get your sodium from table salt and potassium from fruits and vegetables like bananas, oranges, potatoes, and spinach. You can get magnesium from nuts, whole grains, and leafy greens, and calcium from dairy products, leafy greens, and tofu. If you are unsure about your daily electrolyte intake, you should consider supplementation, which is available in tablets, powders, and specialized drinks. Number 3, anthocyanins.
Anthocyanins actually have some really nice data to support the fact that they improve brain function.
Anthocyanins are a type of flavonoid, compounds found in fruits and vegetables with dark skin, like blueberries, blackberries, blackcurrants, cabbages, and purple carrots. Anthocyanins can play a remarkable role in enhancing brain function and reducing cognitive decline. Here is how.
The anthocyanins, of which blueberries and other dark berries are rich in, have been shown to reduce the amount of DNA damage, has been shown to reduce significantly, albeit slightly, cognitive decline.
Flavonoids like anthocyanins are well renowned for their strong antioxidant properties, which help combat free radicals, harmful substances that cause oxidative stress. Oxidative stress can damage brain cells, alter their DNA, and is associated with neurodegenerative diseases like Alzheimer's and Parkinson's. Anthocyanins can also promote neurogenesis, the formation of new neurons in the brain. This process is crucial for maintaining cognitive functions and repairing brain damage, which can lead to cognitive decline and various diseases. A recent study on individuals with Alzheimer's who consumed anthocyanins showed positive results in reducing cognitive decline. It was also found to elevate brain functions in non-diseased individuals. The suggested daily dose is 400 to 600 milligram per day. Number 2, glutamine.
There's some evidence that glutamine can enhance immune system function.
Glutamine is a non-essential amino acid, meaning the body can produce it naturally. It is known for enhancing immune system function and elevating overall well-being. Glutamine is also considered an energy source for brain cells, enhancing various brain functions. Most interestingly, glutamine can improve brain function through some indirect but important pathways and help offset 2 major health issues that we will discuss now.
Do sense glutamine, they respond and they send signals to the brain that are signals of satiation, of satisfaction, and in doing so can offset some of the sugar cravings that many people suffer from.
Glutamine can offset sugar cravings that many people suffer from by signaling the brain. There are specific receptors in the gut for glutamine. Once these receptors detect the amino acid and sugar content from the glutamine, they signal to the brain that there are sufficient levels of sugar in the gut. This helps halt the continuous sugar craving sensation, leading to a more balanced and healthier diet.
Apnea is associated with cognitive decline and cognitive dysfunction even in young people, and it does appear that glutamine supplementation can offset some of the
Glutamine has been found in studies to offset the negative effects on cognition caused by apnea, which is the failure to breathe properly during sleep due to airway obstruction, or the brain's failure to send signals to the muscles responsible for breathing. Apnea is caused by various conditions such as obesity, congestive heart failure, stroke, and many other diseases. Apnea leads to hypoxia, or low oxygen levels in the blood. Chronic hypoxia can result in severe brain tissue damage and a decline in cognitive functions. Additionally, sleep fragmentation due to apnea causes fatigue and impairs learning and memory functions. Numerous studies have demonstrated the positive effect of glutamine on reducing cognitive decline caused by obstructive apnea. Glutamine is supplemented in doses ranging from 1 to 10 grams per day. It can be found in dairy products, especially cottage cheese, as well as in most meats and fish. For plant-based sources, it is found in beans, tree nuts, and vegetables like spinach and cabbages. Number 1. Zinc.
Good for your brain in terms of focus, in terms of brain health generally, and the longevity of your brain, your ability to maintain cognition and clear thinking over time. We are also going to talk about why and how you prefer certain foods to others.
Zinc is an essential trace mineral that plays a crucial role in numerous physiological functions in the human body. It is vital for many processes, such as DNA synthesis, cell division, and protein synthesis. Beyond its general health benefits, zinc is particularly important for brain health. Here is why. Zinc is crucial for brain development, especially during pregnancy and early childhood. It plays a vital role in neuronal differentiation, growth, and the formation of synapses. Zinc is also necessary for the regulation of the neurotransmitters GABA and glutamate, which both play pivotal roles in shaping learning and memory. In addition, zinc is a great antioxidant and anti-inflammatory. These properties help protect against neurodegenerative diseases such as Alzheimer's and Parkinson's. It also helps maintain the structural integrity of brain cells and prevents abnormal protein aggregation that causes the degeneration of nerve cells. A supplementation dose of 11 mg per day for men and 8 mg per day for women is advised. As for diet, the richest sources of zinc are oysters and other shellfish like king crabs and shrimp. It is also very high in all kinds of meat. For a plant-based diet, you will find zinc in legumes like beans and lentils and seeds like hemp seeds and pumpkin seeds.